Hello everyone, it is midnight right now, and I've decided I'm gonna rank all of the Mary skins that I said I would. But I found this one that has accessories too, so I decided I'm gonna do this one. Because then I can put them up. So, yeah, as someone who uses every single Mary skin I have, I think this will be exciting. I think this will be exciting. I'm nervous though. Because I've got some very strong opinions that most definitely do not align with other people's. But I think let's take this a step at a time, okay? So, the first one we have is the SS2 False Hope, which is a skin I use a lot. I don't use it all of the time, but it's one of my most used since I got it, and it shouldn't be surprising that it's the best, in my opinion, but there's a good reason for it. And my reason for it is that I really like the colors. My favorite colors are red, white, and black, and False Hope has every single one of those on both form. And it's really pretty, and I like that the weapon is a rose, like a flaming rose, and then turns into a pair of like sewing scissors. And then I like the mirror and the walking sound effects. It's so satisfying. Definitely worthy to be S tier in my opinion. It is the walking sound effects scratch my brain so well, and the different sound effect you get from mirror also is so beautiful. I love it so much. And the mirror being a guillotine, it's beautiful. Absolutely my favorite skin from Mary overall. So I think that's why I put it at the top. I think I also like the face transition, though sometimes it lags my game just a little bit. I don't mind the lag, it's worth it for a skin of that kind of quality. I think if False Hope were to look even just a little bit different, I probably wouldn't favor it nearly as much. Purely on the basis that the lag that I get playing it would not be worth it at all. Next up we have Madame Bella, also going straight to the best, because I can't really explain this one well if you don't know the story behind Lady Bella, okay? But I like it because of the lore. The song also is really catchy. I have it stuck in my head all the time. The mirror design is unique. It is unlike any of the other mirrors, and that's something I really value as well. Also, it's pink. Like, it's white, but it's pink as well. And it's not just like pink. It's actually shifted more to the pastel red side, which is beautiful because I cannot see blue shades. Because I'm colorblind. So pink's shifted to like the blue shade, which is more like purple and stuff like that, kind of look really hideous to me. But I love pinks that are red toned. So Lady Bella is perfect skin, and she has a flower on her wrist, which is quite fitting because I know she's a performer, but I love the silver and the gold. I think it's one of the rare skin in this game where silver and gold together works. Quite often IDV goes for these royalty themes and they try and throw gold and silver everywhere and it just doesn't work. But Lady Bella does it right. So that's why I like Lady Bella. I also think the skirt design, someone said something absolutely vulgar to me the other day, but it still has not tainted my image of the skirt. I think it's so beautiful that it's not a huge puffy outskirt in the way that some of her other skins are, but I love the way that it does still feel like a kind of old skirt, you know? I love it a lot, and I think the hair is also really, really pretty as well. I love it so much. Everything about that is beautiful. moving on next. We've got Bloodbath. Follow me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think, look, I've got my reasons. I can justify this. I think the only good parts about the skin are the hair, the blood dripping necklace, and the crown. But if I'm so honest with everyone right now, the blood dripping necklace, False Hope does better on the other form. I'm sorry. It looks clunky. It looks really clunky, and I know it makes sense to be there, but I still cannot look at the skin visually and think it fits. It doesn't. And then the actual skin itself, it feels like something I would have made out of like clay. It doesn't feel like it's S tier worthy. This is me insulting my own ability to make things out of clay, by the way. But it doesn't feel S tier worthy. It feels so simple, and it's something that I've said before actually, but I'll say it again. I really feel like if Bloodbath were to release nowadays, like today, like next Essence, people would throw a fit because it doesn't look S tier. It doesn't have many effect. The knife is pretty cool, but again, it's something that Lady Bella does better. And I just wish it had more. I wish it had more to it. The stockings have some floral pattern, but you have to look so close to see it. And the mirror is so simple. And I hate to say this, you're gonna hear me say this a lot, but Last Dance does it better with the circular mirror. You know? It's so simple. I know it's meant to be simple, but it's so simple, and I just cannot get over how underdeveloped this skin feels. And I'm not saying that I wanted a skin with like tons and tons of effects and accessory and stuff like that, but all this skin has going for it is story and inspiration. In my opinion, I don't think it is an S tier design, if that makes sense. But the story behind it and the lore is definitely S tier worthy. I just wish that it had a little bit more going for it. It doesn't have much. Next up is Night Tides. I don't know where to put it between these two. I think I'm gonna put it probably here. You've got to follow me. I've already mentioned now that I cannot see blue shades. That's true, I cannot see blue shades. I know that Night Tides is meant to be like ocean themed, but I cannot see that. Because to me it just looks like a dress made out of flowing ink, if that makes sense. And I like that, honestly, but the color ruins it for me entirely. And yeah, the color makes her look kind of like a clown or a jester, you know? I love the hair, I love the tiara. It's another skin that I wish they would have optimized more. They optimized the mirror for it, but I wish they would have given her just a little bit of like additional glitter or like bubbles maybe, so that it would be more obvious that it is meant to be ocean themed. Because it's got nothing going for it. You could think it was like ice themed right now, honestly, and you would have no other belief if you didn't know about the whale accessory, you know? And that's the one thing for a skin that's meant to be ocean themed. It has no correlation to the ocean at all, really, outside of the fact that it is meant to be blue and look like water. And it just doesn't do that. So that's why I think it's great. I think it looks visually very nice, but in order to fit what it should be, it doesn't do that very well. Next up is Isabella. I really like this one, and I think I can justify it. So follow me a minute. I think I can justify it. It's not effect heavy, but it's one of these skins that doesn't have to be. I know I've seen other crossover skins that are so much more impressive. Monokuma is my example. or some of the Persona skins. But Isabella has its own beauty to it, you know? It has the mirror, which is so cool. I'm so envious of everyone who has Isabella. I want Isabella so much. Because the brick wall mirror, I know it's not a wall, it's like the gateway, but you know what I mean. It's so pretty. And the roses, or they're not roses, I don't know what you call them. I'm gonna call them hyacinth, but you'll know what I mean. They're the flowers, and they turn red when the rocket chair turns to second chair. It's so cool. It's so cool, and you're never gonna convince me that that is not like S tier worthy effect that you get only with this skin. And then even then you still get the additional effects from accessories if you equip them. And I think it's really pretty like that. And I wouldn't want them to change much about the skin. I would want them to maybe rework the face just a little bit. But that's about it, because I think this skin is like really good. The only thing stopping it from being the best is because False Hope and Lady Bella are just objectively so much better. In my opinion. Next up is gonna be Mary Kuromi, and it shouldn't be surprising, it's also going in pretty. Look, I love everything about this skin. I love the hair, I love the little ears, I love the skirt. The skirt is so good. Look, there's a style of dress that I really love from Mary, and it is anything that kind of comes out quite a bit but doesn't go the whole way. And you can see this more in False Hope's second form, where the second form has a slightly smaller dress than the main form. Mary Kuromi is kind of the same. The dress doesn't go all the way down to the ground, and it does come out quite a bit, but it's not overly out there, you know? And it's quite nice, and I do like the, I don't know what you call it, like the underdress, like the cage. I like that a lot. I think they call it boning. It's really beautiful. And on Mary Kuromi, it just enhances the look so much more, especially because her skirt looks like it's made up of multiple layers. Maybe even might be tattered fabric. I think it's beautiful. I think it works really well for Mary Kuromi, and do not get me started on the sound of hitting survivors. I could listen to that for years if I wanted to. It is so good. It is my regret that I didn't get the skin when it was here. Next time it's here, I'm going to get it because I want it. The one thing I don't like is that the mirrors look a little goofy. If there was anything I'd change, I would make the mirrors just a little bit reshaped. I don't even want it to change. I just want the proportions of the mirror to be a little different, to make them look a little more normal. But otherwise, I love this skin so much. I think it's beautiful. And next up is going to be Promised Day. Haha! Look, this skin is growing on me, but I really don't like how big the dress is. It makes her look like a parachute, you know? Have you ever seen, or maybe you haven't, some of my audience might be a little young, but in old movies, they used to have couples flying in airplanes together, right? Like, you know, romantic airplane ride. How rich that sounds, right? But listen, okay? There would be some sort of bad thing, one over another, the plane's going down, and they would jump out of the plane together and cling to each other, and there used to be a running gag that the woman's dress would puff up and act like a parachute, and they would safely land because the woman's dress would just fill with air underneath. And it would like cushion their fall as well. And that's kind of what Promised Day looks like to me. And I know that sounds really ridiculous. I'm gonna try and find a scene from some movie or something that I can put on screen to show you guys what the hell I'm talking about. I'm sure there's one somewhere from a movie I like. If you guys don't know, old movies from like the 1930s, 1920s, 1940s, they're my passion. Yeah, I'll find an example of that and I'll put it on screen, hopefully. But yeah, I don't like Promised Day for that reason. The dress is so big, and she doesn't have any other color on her really at all. She has a little bit of green and that's it. The dress is just white and it kind of looks boring to me, I won't lie. Definitely something that I enjoy a lot more when I have fancy accessories to go with it, but if I were playing it with no accessories, I would probably really strongly dislike the skin. Next up is Duchess, going straight up to pretty. You might be noticing a pattern now with the colors of the dress, the skins as well, that are dominating the top, predominantly pink and red. Duchess is one that I adore. It's probably one of my favorite skin. It's not in the best purely because of a lack of effect. And furry skins have never been my preference. I don't have anything against them. They're just... This is really embarrassing, but the tail on Duchess sometimes blocks my vision. So if a survivor jukes me in just the right way, I can completely lose them because they'll hide behind my tail and then just vanish out of sight. So Duchess gets demoted only because of that reason. That's skill issue if I'm honest, but I love the skin so much. It is one of my favorites. I love the mirror. I wouldn't change it for the world. I think that this is a really well designed skin. I think she looks really good. I think the hair, I love the hair. The color of it, how it fades to like a very pale brown. I love it so much. It's actually like one of my favorite skin, honestly. I would put this probably a tier in between these two, but not quite up here and not quite here. But I'm too lazy to make a tier, so it's gonna go here. But just know it's above these two. Duchess is next, and yeah, I'm hesitant to put it down here even. I like it because of the lore. Season 20 Essence 1 and Season 20 Essence 2. Some of my favorite Essence in the whole game. It was an anniversary year, I believe. I think it was actually the anniversary event. Because if you completed it, then you were able to unlock Wax Artist skin, Museum Curator. I'll put it on screen. But it was the Lockhart Essence, which had a Weeping Clown skin. It was the release year of Paranormal Detective as well for Prisoner. And that was like the first anniversary event that I actually connected with. I loved the lore, I loved the whole thing. And the connection Amethyst Duchess has to Lady Bella is incredible, but the skin itself disappoints. It bothers me. I don't know what it is. It might be the hair, it might be the dress, I don't know. It looks so good top up. Like the hat looks so good, and the Kuinor, which is the diamond, looks so good, but the dress, the actual like skirt lets it down in my opinion. It looks so weird. It looks like it was designed originally to be a square, and I don't like it, personally. But I can respect people that do. I think it has one of the best mirror design, but that's it. That's all it has going for it, really. But I do wish they would give Mary more top hat skins, because that was a really good skin. I also think the color lets it down, because it looks so dark and plain, where it could have been maybe a little more lighter had they gone with like, I don't know, a green or something like that, you know? Or maybe even like orange. I would have loved to have seen an orange skin for her, but they went with that. And I know it's named Amethyst Duchess, but come on. You know? And that's what lets it down for me. Next up is Scarlet, and I am gonna put this in great. And the reason for it is I love the mirror design, I love the hair design. I think it's beautiful. I think this skin is visually appealing. I like that it is a green skin. I like that she has a mini cape over her shoulder. And one other thing I liked about this skin a lot was it was the first skin I had for Mary when I was learning her. And the super awesome thing about this skin is that when you're using it, your mirror image is so much brighter. And the survivor's mirror image is so much brighter than on every other skin. I don't know why it's this skin, but it is. And the mirror is also green, by the way. Like a really light pale green. Not blue, like it is for other skin. But it's so much brighter, so it helped me to really learn whether I was hitting survivors or not. Because I could see it so much clearly than on all these other skins. It was actually learn on this skin first and then learn on every other skin. So I have a connection to the skin because it's the skin I learned Mary on. You know? I have a connection to it because it was my first Mary skin. It still is one of the most beautiful skin for her, in my opinion, design-wise. I recognize that the source it comes from is problematic. I'm not sitting here to say that I can overlook that. But I want to make my statement now that I am conscious of that. And I have that in my mind and I am fully aware of that. However, these are the reasons why I still like it. Moving on. We've got Last Dance. I want to put it, I don't know where, up here. The reason for it is, like Scarlet, I have an emotional connection to this skin. This skin is my lucky skin. I use it when I get really nervous and really scared. Because when I was ranking originally for Mary when I first had my B badge 2020, not 2020, oh my god, 2022, that was the skin that, well, not the skin, sorry, I used the accessory a lot, and then I got the skin, I think, 2023. And then I was also still badging for Mary then. I was like C badge going on to B badge. I was also starting to reach Manticore. Or at least High Saber at this time. And this skin carried me emotionally through rank because if I would hit a loss streak, I would just put on Last Dance, and whether I did good or bad not was irrelevant. I felt more confident to try again because I had that skin there to motivate me. And that's exactly what it did, and it was also like a break for me as well because it was really pretty and it had a wonderful mirror, and it's probably, I love the colors. The black, the red. I love it all. I think it's beautiful. I think it looks really pretty, and some of my favorite fan art for Mary is Last Dance fan art. I think this skin is gorgeous. I don't know what I'd do without it. Next up is going to be this skin, which is China server limited only, but I have seen gameplay of it, and I would put it up here. It is her best B tier. I'm not going to dispute that. I think it's beautiful, and I think it's a shame that I cannot ever get it or own it, because I wish I could, and I wish I did. Next up would be Dramaturgy. I can see why people like it. I personally don't. I think it's the colors that are off-putting to me, you know? And I think it's her hair as well, and that's going to be a recurring theme for all of these, by the way. The hair on Mary's default and B tiers generally bothers me a lot, but especially on Dramaturgy, because so much of the skin is already like pale yellow and stuff. Why did the hair have to be light brown? I think it's so off-putting. I don't remember the full name of this, but this is Fiery something, and it's gonna go in, I'm torn, it's gonna go in great, because I think I really love the theme. I'm so glad that IDV stepped away from their generic, kind of, you know, normal-ish looking, and I'm so glad that they stepped into this theme. I love that it's meant to be like fire and ashes and lava, and it works really well. It looks so good. This is, I can't read that either. Not my favorite though. Again, the colors are really off-putting to me, I think. The combination. Lady in Mirror, I think that's called. Again, the colors are off-putting. It looks like Mary is cosplaying Joseph, to put simply. Like, if you ever play Joseph when he's not in camera world, that's what it looks like. and it looks really boring and not something I would ever use. I really like Pipe Dream. It is like orange skin. I was telling you guys earlier, I really want orange skin. These are the orange skins here. I really like Pipe Dream. I think Pipe Dream does the paler colors very well while also keeping balance still. It's not too contrast heavy, and it doesn't hurt my eyes to look at. Queen of Hearts, I think, again, I can see why people like it, you know, people feel connected to it because of, you know, Alice in Wonderland, or maybe they just really love the crown and the design. It's not for me personally. I don't think it's terrible. It's just not one that I regularly would use, you know? But I can definitely see why other people would, and I think it can be really pretty. Next, we've got Roaster, which is also gonna go in great. I once used it actually on a video on this channel, like really old. I remember I once used it, and some barmaid, I think it was, said that I looked like an orange. And that might be true, but like, it's still really pretty skin, you know? I like to laugh at the jokes people make about it, and there were so many when I used to use it. A lot. I don't use it as much anymore because I've got all these pretty A and S tiers. And next we got Rouge, which is beautiful. I love pink skins. I really love pink skins, and Rouge is up there for me. I actually don't own it. I know I could buy it right now if I wanted to, but I'm saving up for the Wax Artist package because it's time limited, and I've got the fragments for the skin and the accessory as long as I don't spend any. The Benevolent, it's not for me because the collar, again, it has the same issue as Night Tides where the collar makes her look like a jester. It's just not for me at all. And again, same issue as Lady in Mirror, where it's so grayscale and boring. And it kind of hurts actually to look at because it's so uninspired. I like Abandoned Dream. You know, I mentioned earlier about Amethyst Duchess having a hat and how I wish that they would do more of that. Well, Abandoned Dream kind of does it better. It's not a top hat I wanted, but it's really fitting for like the era Mary's from, and I think it looks so good on her. Now, I would love to have another top hat Mary skin, but if I get another skin for Mary of a higher quality that just has the same hat as like Abandoned Dream, I would not be complaining either. I'd just love to see Mary with a hat on, honestly. I'm so sick of the crowns. Please give her a hat. Next is gonna be Moment of Glory. Definitely one of my favorites. I don't use it a lot because of the controversy around it, surrounding, you know, the invisible skin. It kind of tainted my view of it, if I'm honest. I think it's pretty. It's fine now to use because it's been patched, but it's just not in my desire to, you know? I'm sure there will be a day soon where I will bring it out again, but, you know, I kind of gotta be honest, I don't know how to play Mary outside of using A and S tiers. I always miss my mirrors when I use default skins. And I don't know what this says. I think it's a Cursed Duchess, and it's gonna go in okay, cool. I actually don't have opinion about it at all. I think I like the black, I like the gold. It does that correctly. That's a good balance compared to Dramaturgy, which is just not for me. I'm gonna move that down, actually. That's not for me at all. But this skin does it better, in my opinion. Yes, it's a bit lacking in color, but I think the lacking in color on this skin actually has an effect to it, where it makes the skin look so much better than Dramaturgy, which just completely messes with my head. I don't like it. Next, we got the Fluttershy skin. I don't have any strong opinions. I think it's pretty nice. I don't like that one. I don't have strong opinions on any of these. It's not for me. Again, same issue as like this one and this one. It's just a lack of color. The worn clothes is always gonna look really cool. I think I'll put it up at great. The worn clothes will always look really cool. I like that her dress is actually ripped at the bottom. I think that looks so amazing. I think it's definitely one of the better worn clothes for Hunter in the game entirely. I don't know what this one is, but I've never seen this one before, but I'm just looking at it now. It doesn't look like much at all. Okay, let's rank the accessories now. So, let's start with Past Glory. I think it is definitely one of Mary's best accessory. This is not going to surprise anyone, by the way. I use it a lot. I love it. I love the carry effect. I don't like the effect when the survivor struggles out of the carry, but I love the carry effect. I love the hit animation, the mirror animation, the black roses that spawn around the mirror with the gold tinge. I think it looks beautiful. My phone's gonna die. It's 2%, so I'm rushing through this now. I'm sorry. I love this so much. And next one is gonna be Perfect Marionette, also going in the best. I'm sorry, my phone is actually gonna die. I think Perfect Marionette is one of the best accessories in the entire game. I think that the pink dust, I think that the dancing with the survivors. I was telling you guys in the comments how much I want to dance with the survivors, and everyone was agreeing with me. They were like, oh my god, I'm gonna get it because I want to dance with the survivors. And I'm like, yeah, me too, I want to get it because I want to dance with the survivors. I think it's gonna be so cool. And it's like, oh my god, okay. This is such a beautiful accessory, and I think it's just one of the best ones in the entire game. And I think, oh my god, when you chair a survivor, the little marionette, I don't know if you guys know, but literally does a dance, you know? I didn't know that until like a year ago, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I really need this accessory. I thought it was just a pink dance. I thought it was just a pink dust. I thought it was just a carry effect. It's not. The actual marionette on the accessory dances also when you chair a survivor. I think that was so cool. I found that out and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Anyway, next one up is gonna be Claudius. Definitely one of my favorites. Listen, I'm biased because I'm emotionally attached to Claudius. Claudius is my emotional support dolphin. He's not a dolphin though, he's a whale. You understand what I mean. The little fishies that swim around the mirror are so cool. I think the little blue tinge it has under the mirror is cool. I wish they had more to it though. I wish it had like bubbles or something. Yeah, I wish it had like bubbles or something, kind of like night tides, you know? And I think that would take the accessory up even higher for me into the best, but I'm emotionally attached to it and that's the main reason it's there. I recognize that a lot of people do not in fact favor it at all. A lot of people find the accessory to be underwhelming, and I completely understand that too, especially when you're paying like, what is it, like 3,888 fragments for it, and all it does is make some fish swim around your mirror. And you can't even see that most of the time because when you're Mary, you're not standing up close to your mirror usually. So you're not even going to really see the fishes anyway. I fully get why it's not people's favourite at all. Next up will be Eternal Sands. I really like this one. And you know what? I'm going to put it in pretty as well. I think that is so versatile with so many skins. It could go well with Isabella, it could go well with Lady Bella, it could go well with Archduchess, with Scarlet, with Night Tides, with Amethyst Duchess, with Bloodbath. That accessory is probably the most versatile of every accessory Mary has. It goes with everyone, it's so perfect. And I wish more people would recognize just how amazing that accessory is. And final one is Viper Cane. It's a little lacking for my taste. I wish Viper Cane had more to it. It doesn't have more to it. I can see it being very good with some skins, but as someone who likes to mismatch my accessories on purpose, it's just not the kind of accessory I like. Yeah, it's just really underwhelming. Like, the galaxy theme I feel like is overdone. And I wish it would have matched with the original skin that it comes for a lot more, but it just doesn't. I wish it had like a tinge of red or something somewhere in it, but it's just like purple essentially, and it's kind of boring. And that's my tier list. I think that's a really pretty tier list. Let me know what you guys think. I hope that makes sense.